class today we are going to mention things like biodiversity. Biodiversity, what that mean is, mean biology and diversity mean variation. So the total variation in life is called biodiversity. Suppose I'm going to represent my hand, left, right, and it's going to be down, then it's going to be off. So that's going to be a globe. We have a news, north, east, west, and south. So the all around we have a diversity. And you go from east to south, north to west, all these have variation. Why they are going to difference? The why answer is very simple, that is diverse. It's a total organism which are very size and shape and form, you call it. One hand, I'm just mentioning the very typical example is the most simplest organism in earth, you call mycoplasm, that is bacteria which have no cell wall. Other hand, the most tallest organism you call sequoia dendrion, which have 360.5 feet height is according to Peasant's Egypt. So at one hand very small, simplest, other hand very large and complex. Other hand in water we have a blue whale which is more than 150 ton. Wow, this is called diversity. And earth and terrestrial ecosystem, talking about the tallest organism like zarafa. Anyhow, other hand in a plant we have a smallest like duckweed which is found in early in America. We have only 5 species, even 7 species the penguin found in America. And New Jersey biodiversity is very, very attractive. Very important thing here in New Jersey we have a pine barren forest. You have also white cedar and Atlantic cedar here. But what biodiversity? Biodiversity are going to cover in the 3 areas. Area number 1, you have to be species, talking about. Area number 2 have to be genetics, gene. Area number 3, that is ecosystem. So these 3 spheres make biodiversity. What about the species concern? Let me explain what species is. Species mean the organism which interbreed and produce fertile offspring. You call them species. The most important thing about the species they have the same number of chromosomes. For example, species Homo sapien, Homo erectus. No, Homo sapien, Homo erectus was, the first human that was called Loci. Now we also almost, this is diversity. We have variation, why we are going to vary. Even we have the same species, but our color, hair color, even eye color, these are different. So that different mark these things to be genetics. So the science of inheritance and variation. So total organism and particular population, they vary from each other. So that is because of gene. And when we're talking about the population of organism in any environment, I'm talking about an ecosystem we call gene frequency. For example, in Asiatic country, in African country, malaria is very obvious because their frequency is very high. As for the etymologically, insects have diversity because of their frequency and particular population. The third one, that is ecosystem. Ecosystem tells us the address of an organism. Ecosystem have structure and function unit which mark these to be an ecology. While we are the part of environment, not from the part of environment. We live in a sphere, we live in a blue planet. We have a 3 sphere, very, very important. For example, hydrosphere, the most abundant things in Earth. Earth, the most abundant thing you call that is hydrosphere. The second, even the first, you also call them atmosphere, air. We take air, we breathe. Well, lithosphere. So 3 sphere makes some sense. In that sense, you call a life here. So life is very diverse. So biodiversity have economic value. For example, when you have a forest, forests have a very economic value. The forest is least to be 20%. Some countries have less than, so they are not going to pay the need. But some countries have a diverse in that forests. For example, Finland, they have more than 75%. While in Sweden, they have 70%. Wow, that's great. In Pakistan, we have 4.5%. And in China, we have 17%. While in India, they have 25%. So they can fail. And it is concerned. So forestry play very economic importance. Another value of biodiversity is culture value. For example, culture value. Here I observe the squirrel, the mammal is. So they have a culture where when you go to Australia, you will find the kangaroo. So they have a culture where because the kangaroo is only confined to Australia, while in the same patient when you go to the New Zealand, you will find a kiwi. So it's only confined to that area. In Pakistan, the northwest of Pakistan, the Alpine Lake, when you go to the Chinese border, you'll find an animal which is called markhor, the only animal which is confined to that area. So they have a culture value. In Indus Valley, and you call them in the Indus River in Pakistan, you find blind dolphins. So they have also culture value. So very important here. Culture value is remarkable. I mentioned the animal like that, and you can of course mention plant too. So biodiversity, the left picture we are going to mention, we need to address these things because winter of species, all species, they are going to be extinct. They are going to be in the process of extinction. This is question mark. 1.7 million species, they have a name. 1.7 million species have a name. So that is a taxonomic task that they have to give on. We have a diversity. Of course, when you go to the stable ecosystem like water, while when you go other hand, the worse ecosystem like tundra erratic ecosystem is represented. One have very small ecosystem like small jar which have full of